Did you guys know there's no T in Skechers? That's your pro tip of the day. Hey everybody, Paul Ronto here from Run Repeat, and today we're here to check out the Skechers GOrun Forza 4 Hyper. It's a mouthful. I don't know who's writing these product names over at Skechers, but they definitely deserve a raise, I think. Anyway, what's this shoe all about? It's a lightweight, light stability road training shoe designed for the light pronator or possibly the neutral runner who wants a little bit more stability maybe on recovery days. As always, I like to talk about what's changed in this from the last model. First off, they've changed the midsole. They went to the Hyperburst. I think that's a fantastic change. I think it's a big upgrade. I love this midsole. I'll talk more about that in a bit, but also they changed the upper a bit. It's a little more breathable. It's a little different materials than on the 3. And this shoe actually lost a little bit of weight. So all in all, some great updates in the Forza 4. Now let's talk about what I really like about this shoe. Let's start with the upper. First off, they've got a heel tab. I don't know what it is I like about this, but I love that some of these companies are still leaving heel tabs on. I don't think they add any weight. They don't get in the way. I like that it's there. Great job, Skechers. Thanks for leaving that for me. As for the construction of the upper, it's a mono mesh and polyester upper. Again, this is a very similar upper to the Max Road 4 Plus that I just reviewed. I think it locks your foot on much nicer than the knit upper that was on the 3. This is a little bit more breathable. One of the issues I had with the Max Road was that the upper wasn't that breathable, so I think they've done a better job with it. When I do the light test and I hold it up, I can actually see some light coming through it. So it does perform a little bit better. It locks your foot in better than the knit that was on the 3. I think they've done a good job updating this upper overall. Let's get to the midsole. That's the main thing to talk about. Hyperburst. Hyperburst, Hyperburst. I love this midsole. I think it's great. I think Skechers has a great product here. I appreciate that they put it into a stability shoe. If you guys are running a Skechers, if you've tried out a Hyperburst, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'm gonna go out there and be bold. I'm gonna say I think this might be one of the best midsole materials on the market. Tell me what you think in the comments below if you've run this. Tell me why you think it's good, why you think it's bad. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. As a stability shoe, this actually has a dual density midsole. So on the outside, you can see it's this white Hyperburst. On the inside, you see it changes colors. It's actually what Skechers calls their Ultra Flight midsole. This material on the inside actually firms up the inside of your foot a bit, starting back here at the heel and all the way through the forefoot, so that it has that stability. Again, I think this is a great way of doing a stability shoe. Instead of adding a plastic insert into it, I think it's fantastic to have a dual density. It makes it a little bit lighter. It makes it a little bit lighter on the stability control. A neutral runner can wear this. Someone in recovery runs can wear this. I think they've done a good job on this midsole, to be honest. Obviously, being a dual density midsole, it's a little stiffer than, say, the Max Road 4 Plus. That was just the Hyperburst. So it doesn't feel as bouncy, but it still has that nice responsiveness. You know, it's not as sluggish as I think some other stability shoes in this category. I think, again, you know, it's for light pronators, it's not for heavy pronators, but it's a good design. It works for me. I'm not normally a pronator, and honestly, it's a nice shoe to run in. This midsole also features M-Strike, which is their rocker design. This shoe obviously doesn't have as much rocker as the Max Road 4 Plus, but it does have a nice transition. It rolls really smoothly. It's efficient. It felt great underfoot, to be honest. You know, I think Skechers is doing a great job. I can't believe I'm gonna say it, but these past 2 shoes I've reviewed with the Hypermax have really impressed me. Well done, Skechers. All right, next let's talk about the outsole. So again, here on the outsole, Skechers went with a Goodyear rubber. You know, they went with that also on the Max Road. It's a little bit different design, as you can see, but ultimately I think it's a good outsole. It's good rubber. It's grippy. It's honestly not as grippy. If you watch a review on this, the Max Road had mega grip. It was like, I think I called it Spider-Man capabilities. You heard it gripping to the ground, which was amazing. But ultimately, I think this is a great outsole, more traditionally designed than the Max Road, and it performed well. I think it'll have plenty of durability, plenty of grip. I have no complaints with the outsole. All right, let's move to the cons. You know, all things aren't great with this shoe. And let's start with the upper. It's this mono mesh and polyester upper. I think there's better materials. It still runs a little hot. It's cooler than the Max Road, but that was a complaint I had on the Max Road, was it ran a little bit hot. I think that there's better tech out there. I think they could have gone to an engineered mesh or something that is just a little more breathable than this polyester upper. Next, I always like to talk about the tongue. The tongue on this is a little disappointing. You know, the things I like about the tongue are that it's minimally padded, it doesn't get in the way, it's soft, that's all great. but for some reason they like sewed it in to the outside edge of the shoe. And so I can't adjust it to where I want it. When you put the shoe on and you really want to tug on that tongue and get it right where you like it, and there's that satisfying feel of like, yep, that's where I want the tongue. I couldn't get that. Now, ultimately this tongue didn't move around. It stayed where it's supposed to stay, but I couldn't place it where I wanted to place it, and that annoyed me. I don't know why they just sewed in one side and not the other. I think it's something that just annoyed me, even though it worked just fine. It's just a personal preference. Next, the lacing system. Again, the lacing system, it just goes over the top of the shoe 3 times. I got pretty good lock. It felt good over the top of my foot, but it seems a little minimalist to me. Ultimately, it works though. It locked my foot in better than say the Max Road, where I had some issues trying to tighten that down. You know, one thing that is kind of annoying is Skechers has this unique way of doing the laces where there's 2 holes for each hole eyelet. And so you kind of have to thread the lace through this overlay on the top of the shoe. And so lacing it can be a little cumbersome. Again, I don't think people take the laces out of their shoes much, so that's not a huge issue. The last bit on the con is the heel counter. I talk about these all the time. This one's really stiff. There's a little bit of flex up top, but it's really stiff. It's supposed to be stiff so it locks your heel in well. I have a problem with heels that are really stiff. I don't get that great lock that they're expecting. And so I had a little bit of heel slip on this shoe. Now, I was able to get rid of that by just tightening the laces really tight, but then it felt a little tight over the top of my foot. So ultimately I would have liked this heel to lock in a little bit better. Let's get into some of the specifics like fit and comfort. Let's start with fit. First off, this shoe runs a little bit narrow in the midfoot for me. The toe box felt a little bit long. I thought this was actually like a half size or a size too big. It's a men's 9, but look at this. I've got a men's 9 in the Max Road, and this shoe is a little bit longer, to be honest, than the Max Road in the same men's US 9. And so I felt like I had a little space up front. That bothered me. Obviously, I mentioned I had a little heel slip. That bugged me a little bit. Ultimately though, it was comfortable, but the fit just seemed a little off to me. Comfort's a big one that we always want to talk about. This shoe was comfortable. It ran a little hot, I mentioned that before, but I think in a cooler weather, this shoe's gonna be great. The midsole isn't obviously as soft underfoot as it would be if it was just a Hypermax straight midsole. It's a stability shoe, so it's a little firmer. But honestly, I like it. I think this is gonna be a great shoe. I'm gonna keep it in my rotation on recovery days, even though I don't normally need a stability shoe. It's light enough, it's not intrusive. I think comfort-wise, it feels fantastic. Again, I can't say enough how much I think that this Hyperburst material is great. I really think they've done a great job with these midsoles. Now weight, like I said before, this is a lightweight trainer. Comes in at 9.1 ounces for the men's 9. I think that's great, that's fantastic. You know, the Gel Kayano, which is also kind of in this category, a stability road trainer, is 11.1, so 2 ounces lighter than the Gel Kayano. I think they've done a great job of lightening this shoe up. As for drop and stack, this shoe is a 6mm drop. It's got a 32mm stack in the rear. Plenty of cushioning, a nice gentle drop. It's added by the fact that it has this M-Strike rocker technology. Honestly, the transitions feel smooth, they feel natural. It's a joy to run in. Durability, I don't really think I need to talk about durability. I mean, I think the Hyperburst is gonna be super durable. You're gonna get tons of miles out of this shoe. That's all I'm gonna say. Lastly, price. $145 retail. I think there's good value in this shoe. You know, the Gel Kayano comes in around $160. This is a stability shoe with a great midsole at $145. I think you're gonna find that you're gonna get a lot of long, fun, comfortable runs in this shoe. General conclusion on this is if you're a stability runner, I think this is a great shoe to try. I love the Hyperburst midsole. I don't know if I've said that before. It's lightweight, it's a good trainer, it's well built. I think it's durable. I think it's for people who have light pronation or neutral runners who need a little more stability on recovery days. I think this shoe can fit a lot of different molds. It can work for a lot of different runners. And again, like I said, it's gonna probably stay in my lineup for a while. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this review, please hit the like button below. Also hit the subscribe button to be updated next time we put out a review on a new product. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel, it helps Run Repeat, it helps get our reviews out to more people. Are you running in a stability shoe? Do you think you need a stability shoe? Do you even know if you need a stability shoe? Write below if you know the difference between a stability shoe and if your stability shoe is doing what it's supposed to do for you. Lastly, everybody, go over to Run Repeat, check out this product, all the facts, the features, the price. We've got all the technical data over there. There's a lot more information that I didn't cover. Please feel free to check it out, RunRepeat.com. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you here next time. Remember, go, do, be, run, and repeat. See ya.